We've already seen in another video that sometimes Disney censors certain parts of one of the world's most innocent cartoons, Bluey. But did you know that there are many more censored or altered episodes and scenes in this amazing animation? To give you an idea, there's an episode of Bluey that aired on ABC Kids, a channel for very young kids' cartoons, but Disney decided to completely censor it. This episode shows various situations where the girl's dad, Bandit, teases Bluey and her younger sister Bingo. Whether accusing Bluey of farting when it was actually him, pretending to lower his voice volume, or even licking Bingo's popsicle, Bandit is a dad who loves to play pranks on his little ones. Despite the teasing, the episode shows that these are just Bandit's jokes, and the girls have a lot of fun with their dad's silliness, which is part of the natural family interaction. After all, one of the great things about the Bluey show is its presentation of various family interactions and the relationship between parents and children in various situations. Nevertheless, this didn't stop the Disney company from banning the episode from the Disney Plus platform, claiming that this type of behavior could be seen as bullying. I guess the mice don't appreciate a little light teasing. This was just one example of censored scenes and episodes from Bluey that we're going to show you right now. Curious to know what the others were? Come with me and I'll tell you. Forbidden Dance. One of these cut scenes occurs in the episode Chores, where we see Bandit and Chili having a conversation. Bandit tries to show off his cool dance moves to his wife, called the Bee-Oop Walk, but ends up hurting his groin, which makes Chili laugh. When Bandit challenges Chili to do the dance, she spins and falls while trying to imitate her husband's steps. Despite being a bit out of shape, they seem to be having a lot of fun. For some reason, Disney cut this scene. Maybe they thought someone might try to imitate Bandit's special spin and end up getting hurt. That could be a possibility. What do you think? So much poop. Another extremely silly censorship occurs in the episode Market, where Bluey and her friend Indy go to a fair and Bluey gets $5 from her dad to spend on whatever she wants. Upon arrival, the girls meet a pony named Buttermilks and decide to take a ride. But when they realize that their money won't cover both of them, Bluey asks to get off the pony. As Bluey says goodbye to the pony, Buttermilks decides to do a poop right in front of everyone. A lot of poop. So, all of this was shown on Disney's channel, well, almost all of it. The part showing the mountain of pony poop falling was completely cut. Disney thought the scene was too gross and decided to remove it from the episode. Poor Buttermilks, he just wanted to do his little business in peace. No craziness allowed. The ABC Kids channel originally aired the episode Mini Bluey, which shows Bluey and Bingo dressing up to scare their dad. Bingo puts on a large set of dentures and tapes her nose shut to look a little bit scary. But the Disney version of this episode simply cut the scene where Bluey tells Bingo that she looked crazy, and Bingo tells Bluey to follow her. The sisters seem to be enjoying the idea of scaring their dad, but it seems that Disney didn't like Bluey calling Bingo crazy and decided to delete the scene. But that didn't stop the girls from giving their dad a big scare. Poor Bandit suffers from the pranks of these two, doesn't he?
Bingo, what? Stop it, you're freaking me out.
No vomiting allowed. In the episode Taxi, the Healer family is playing taxi, and Bluey is a driver who is going to take a fancy passenger and her little daughter, who happens to be Bingo and her doll. During the game, the imaginary taxi makes a lot of turns and maneuvers, making Bingo's daughter nauseous and about to vomit. Censorship of this episode only occurs in some countries that, when dubbing the scene, preferred to replace the noise that Bingo makes to simulate the doll vomiting with a different noise, as if she were just growling or screaming. This is a subtle alteration that only appears in the audio change for some languages on Disney+, but it doesn't change anything about the fun of the episode, which, like other Bluey episodes, is really cool. But tell me, do you like to play and tease your parents, siblings, or friends? Comment below and tell us the games and pranks you, your friends, and the family enjoy doing with each other. Pee on the curtains. In the episode Driving from the 3rd season of Bluey, she and her mother, Chili, are playing. We know that Bluey is a well-known animation for simulating children's imagination and creativity, and in one scene of this episode, Bluey and Chili are talking, in quotes, with a stuffed cat named Agatha, who, in Bluey's portrayal, is an old and grumpy cat threatening to pee on the curtains if she doesn't get her almond milk soon. But it seems that this dialogue sounded very inappropriate to Disney, and they changed Agatha's threat from peeing on the curtains to scratching the curtains. Once again, Disney seems to disapprove of the use of words or expressions related to physiological needs, like poop, farts, and now pee. Yes, Disney, no one will poop or pee if you censor those words in the Bluey cartoon. As if, but what can you do, right? Backpacker or French? In the episode Explorers, the kids are playing as sailor explorers on a little boat while waiting for their parents to pick them up from school. All of the children end up leaving, and the character Jack is left alone waiting for his dad to come get him. Jack's dad gets lost along the way because he was using his cell phone's GPS to get to school but ran out of battery. He decides to take a shortcut through the woods in the midst of the wonderful Australian nature while Jack continues to play sailor alone. At some point, Jack's dad arrives at a plantation and stops to ask for directions from two dogs working in the field picking strawberries. It's at this moment that a bizarre modification occurs in the dog's dialogue compared to the original episode. In the original episode, one dog says he's from Argentina and the other says he's from France. But in the censored version, one dog says he's from Argentina and the other says they are backpackers. Strange, isn't it? But the question here is, why is this character's dialogue changed to say they are backpackers instead of the original version where he says he's French? Some explanations for this alteration claim that the intention was not to portray dogs from another country as workers or employees in Australia, thus causing tension between countries. Although it wouldn't be uncommon, as many people often go to Australia for exchange programs and take on temporary or summer jobs. Well, to us, that doesn't make much sense. But Disney thinks differently and chose to change the character's original lines. But that doesn't change the fact that the episode is really cool and presents Australian nature and animals in an amazing and very creative way.
I'm not from around here, so...
Neither are we. I'm from Argentina.
And I'm from France.
Rightio. Well, could I borrow your phone?
Fruit Bat. There's an episode of Bluey titled Fruit Bat in which the blue pup slides on her belly across the wet bathroom floor of her house, pretending to be a penguin. This scene was actually not censored in the American continent, but was banned in the United Kingdom. Disney in this country considered that the scene could encourage children to imitate Bluey's behavior and possibly end up getting hurt while sliding on the wet bathroom floor. Although fun, this game can indeed lead to accidents, and we don't want anyone to get hurt, do we? So, be careful with the wet floor, folks.
Taste time.
Mom, look, I'm a penguin.
Sandals and Thongs. Another episode that had a scene deleted in the United Kingdom was Horsey Rides. Interestingly, it had no airing issues in other countries. In this episode, Bluey's cousin Muffin and her family visit their aunts and cousins. The controversy arises in the scene where Muffin shows her new sandals to her cousins. So far, everything seems pretty normal, right? The problem is that in Australia, they often call sandals thongs. In many countries, this word refers to a piece of intimate clothing or lingerie. But in Australia, it can refer to things that have an elastic strap between the toes, like the sandals used between the toes of the feet. That's quite unusual, isn't it? In the United States, they kept the dialogue, but the United Kingdom decided to completely delete the scene. Wouldn't it have been easier to just change the name to sandals or flip-flops? I don't know, it's just a suggestion. No farting allowed! To give you an idea, there was an episode of Bluey that was completely censored. The episode banned by the House of Mickey is called Family Reunion, where the good old bandit, always him, is accused of farting in Bluey's face while getting on the bed. Yes, you heard correctly, a fart. After that, the family's dining table is turned into a courtroom, and a trial begins in which Chili is the judge, Bandit is the accused, and Bluey and Bingo are the witnesses. Was Bandit convicted or found innocent in this case? It's really a shame that this episode was completely deleted by Disney because it's very, very funny. I guess the Mickey Mouse Company didn't like the idea of having an entire episode of a cartoon talking about, well, about farts. Many people protested and accused the company of hypocrisy. After all, it was Disney that created none other than Pumbaa, a character from The Lion King well known for letting out a lot of gas. It's almost as if Mickey doesn't let out a few toots from time to time, right? But you can watch this complete episode on the official Bluey channel. Just don't say I didn't warn you, okay? So, those were another 10 episodes and scenes that we've singled out for you that ended up being deleted or censored in Bluey. Bluey is a really cool animation with lots of great and inspiring messages. That's why watching Bluey videos is always a lot of fun. And since we know you want to have even more fun, we've picked out these two super cool videos for you to check out. Watch them as well because I know you'll really enjoy them.